Hey there, in today's travel tip video, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about flying in an airplane for the first time. If you have never flown before as a passenger, these tips are going to help you know what to do before your trip, when you get to the airport security screening, as well as when you are sitting inside the plane for that flight. And I'm going to give you some packing tips for carry-on luggage near the end as well. The number one tip, if this is your first time flying in an airplane, is to check your airline's rules for personal item bag size requirements, as well as your carry-on luggage or checked bag rules. Some airlines can be very different, especially if you're going to fly on an international airline. You may have to consider weight in your bag as well. There are two reasons why a lot of passengers pack in only carry-on bags. We do it so that we do not have to wait in baggage claim. And then another reason is if we checked luggage and we flew standby, we will only get a seat if there is an empty one, like nobody showed up or they were in traffic and missed their flight. So if we do not get on the plane, they are going to have to go find our checked luggage, which would delay the flight, which is a big no-no. So we can only pack and carry on suitcases, and we've done that for over 20 years, even for 90-degree weather trips that have 5 days in 45 degrees with pouring rain. One travel tip is that airlines run out of overhead bin space. So they may say when you get to the gate and it's your turn to board, I'm sorry, we don't have any more room in the overhead bin, so we're going to have to check your suitcase into the belly of the airplane for this flight, and you can pick it up later. All that means is it's going to be free because they don't have any space, and that's okay. So there are two tips that you need to know because of that. Number one, all of your medication needs to be in your personal item bag that fits under the airplane seat in front of you. That way, if they lose your suitcase, which it doesn't happen very often anymore, but if they lose your suitcase that got checked to the belly of the airplane, then you will have your necessary medicines with you. And the second thing that you need to know about that is if you have a portable charger, like a power bank that charges your phone, it is combustible. That means it can catch on fire if it gets heated or just by being in a bag. And flight attendants nowadays have little contraptions to extinguish a fire inside the airplane for phones specifically, but you don't want that in your bag that's gotten checked to the belly of the airplane in case it catches fire. If you do pack in only carry-on luggage, your bags will be screened in the TSA line in airport security for anything that could be dangerous inside those bags. You need to know the rules for liquids. The containers that your liquids are in, if you are taking carry-on bags, they must be 3.4 ounces or smaller. You can't take a bottle of shampoo with just a little bit left in there. And then all of those containers have to fit in a clear quart-sized bag that zips. I have a video that will show you how to go through airport security, like a mock walkthrough that I will make pop up here, I believe, or I'll have it in the first comment for you. You're going to watch, listen, and have your documents ready when you get to the airport security line. When you first buy your ticket, you are going to get an email with a 5-digit code or something like that, and that is what you are going to need to have when you get your ticket. Like 24 hours before your flight, you can check in order to see your ticket, and that will be a barcode. You can check in 3 different ways. One, on your computer at home. Number two, using that 5-digit code. Number two, you can use the airline's app, which I highly recommend. They do not send you texts except on the day of and the day before your flight to get you ready and remind you to check in. Or you can check in person inside the airport at the ticketing counter. If you're going to use a checked suitcase, like the really large ones, then you will also have to go to the ticketing counter for that. A long time ago, you could only check in person. They would give you a paper ticket. Now it's a barcode that is either on the paper ticket or on your app. When you do check in online, it makes sure that you know that rule about the power bank and what weapons are not allowed in the airplane, and then you hit yes and it will make a barcode pop up. You can keep it there. I like to take a screenshot on my phone so that it's in my photos. When you arrive at the airport, you are going to have your identification and your ticket or your barcode that is in your phone. One important travel tip is if you check luggage or you have to check in person inside the airport, you are going to have to stand in line, which could be 30 minutes. But remember, you also have to stand in the airport security line as well. So get there early, and here's what you can do to save yourself stress. You are going to arrive at the airport 2 hours before it's time to get into the airplane, and they call that boarding time, okay? Departure time is what time is on your ticket and the airplane would take off, but boarding time is so different now. They do it so early. They start 30 to 45 minutes before your departure time. They get you in the airplane and then they close the doors and do not let other people in. So here's what I mean. If your flight takes off at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that means they will board at 1:15 or 1:30. So you need to be there 2 hours before that time, which would be 11:15 or 11:30. It's going to help you be less stressed because you stress less by getting there super early, especially during the summer months when it is super crowded, or in holidays, the lines are going to be extra long and the security lines can be like 45 minutes long. Here are some things you can research before you leave your house. Go to tsa.gov and you're going to research what can I bring? That is in the upper right corner of that website page. And it is you're going to then type in bottle of water or shaving cream, for example, or disposable razor. And it's going to then tell you if that item is a check mark allowed in checked bags or a check mark only allowed in carry-on bags, or both. It'll tell you if it's allowed in both. And then also, just when you go to tsa.gov, you can scroll simply down that first page and you'll see medical issues. And that's where you can research what to do with medicine, what to do if you have an insulin pen or whatever those things are called. But I will also make a video pop up for you, and I'll have it in the first comment down below that tells you the rules for getting your medicine through airport security. It's so much easier nowadays. Now let's go through your first airplane ride, okay? You're going to go to the gate or where the airplane is parked. They call it the gate, gate A15 or E33 or something like that. And some of those concourses that you have to walk down to find the gate are almost a mile long. So be comfortable and get there early. Airlines board in different orders, in number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, or they might say, this is priority, this is the Sky Miles, this is the Poncho group, or something weird like that. But that is going to be on your ticket or your barcode that you have. Only then do you line up for your spot, okay? You have an assigned seat. Once you get into the airplane, you will find your seat, but you're going to put your carry-on suitcase or bag up in the overhead bins at your row. Some of the airplanes are new now, and so they want you to store them like that, like you would a book in the library shelf. Most passengers just stow them flat unless it's one of the new airplanes. You'll see the picture in the overhead bin that says, hey, this is a new airplane, put your bag in this way. And then you're going to get to your seat and you're going to have your personal item bag, backpack, tote bag. You've already researched that. And you're going to put that under the airplane seat in front of you, not under your seat. And here's my travel tip. I want you then to get organized for your flight by pulling out your AirPods, your phone prop, for example, and put those things in the seat back pocket that's in front of you. so that you don't have to dig and look around for stuff in a dark airplane or try to reach it while you're seated. These tips are going to help you pack in only a carry-on suitcase. Number one, you're going to check the weather beforehand. Number two, you are going to see what activities you're going to be doing. Are you going to be hanging out on the back deck in the middle of winter around a fire pit? Are you going to be having coffee at a restaurant in the morning? Or are you going to be having coffee for several hours before you even get dressed to go out for the day? You want to know those activities so that you know, one, what shoes to pack, and number two, what type of outfit. I call it the hanging out outfit, just for those relaxation times before you leave for the day and after dinner. When the weather is unpredictable, here's what I do. I pack at least one pair of waterproof shoes and outerwear, like waterproof sneakers or boots, waterproof hiking pants. I pack an umbrella that's travel size and fits inside my crossbody bag. And then in the winter or in cold temperatures, I may pack my water repellent jacket that it has backpack straps. It's wonderful. I'll make it pop up right here. The straps are perfect if you're going to another country where you might have no airflow inside the metro station. You just take your coat off and throw it over your shoulders and your hands free still. Another question you may want to ask yourself is, what shoes am I going to need for that activity and that surface I'll be walking on? Will we be walking for hours? Will we be walking on cobblestone roads or gravel? Do I need a rugged sole, or do I just need something that is suitable or appropriate for a dressier restaurant? My travel tip for the travel outfits you'll need for your trip are, number one, pack one pair of gray denim or gray trousers. You're also going to pack one pair of hanging out clothes like joggers or leggings or shorts. And you're going to pack that denim or the thick piece of clothing last. Now you're going to pack 3 tops for that gray pair of denim, 1 top for your hanging out time, and then remember, you're also wearing trousers inside the airplane. So you're now going to pack 3 more tops for those jeans that you have on inside the airplane. You can fold or roll. I fold just because it's faster for me, but test it out and see what you like. You can pack those in your suitcase however you like. I have some videos that I'll put in the first comment. This would be a packing cube, but this is what I bought 5 years ago. It has a second zipper and they come in a set of 6. This second zipper compresses all of the clothing so that the air is squished out, making you more room in your carry-on suitcase. These come in a 7-piece set. These come in different sizes as well, so I can make a smaller one fit inside my personal item bag, and that would be like undies, 2 pairs of socks, and maybe a shirt or sweater inside my personal item bag, and that way I've opened up more space in my carry-on suitcase. When you are choosing an outer layer, if it's colder, one, you want one for the airplane ride because some airplanes are freezing cold and some are super hot, but you're ready by wearing a short sleeve shirt and then packing a thin but effective top layer, and that I recommend merino wool or cashmere. The Nordstrom brand is the only one I recommend. You can wear them by themselves. They're so soft and not itchy. It's worth the investment. They will go out of stock and then they'll come back in, so just keep checking. I packed a cashmere sweater in my personal item bag for a summer vacation just for the airplane. They're lightweight, but they retain your body heat so efficiently, so you pack less. One travel tip is that you can pack one of your cubes with the gray denim clothing and your hanging out clothing. But remember I said to pack your denim last. You would pack your socks in your shoes unless you did what I did the other day. I only had sandals. So I found spaces for my socks in other pockets of empty space and in the cubes, in the corners. My main travel tip that is going to help you pack in only carry-on luggage, if this is your first time having to do that is to only pack 2 pairs of shoes in your suitcase, because remember, you also have the pair of shoes in the airplane that you wore. You're going to then make those shoes blend with everything you are wearing. If that top does not go with 2 of the shoes, take it out and choose a more versatile top from your closet. One travel tip is to remember that shoes do not have to be packed together. You can separate them. You can use a grocery produce bag to put a shoe in. You can use shower caps. My set of compression cubes comes with a shoe bag. Just do what you are comfortable with. I pack my shoes along the outer edges of my suitcase. One travel hack is if you're traveling with a belt, do not put it on for airport security. Wait until after security to put it on, just so you don't have to worry about taking it off. And one thing I did on my recent trip was I packed my belt inside my suitcase. I put the buckle on one end and I just made the boot go around the perimeter of the suitcase. Once you put your compression cubes in there or your clothing folded or rolled inside your suitcase, you're going to find little items from your toiletry set that will fit in those empty pockets of space. And you're just going to play Tetris until it works. I found what's easiest for me is on one side of my carry-on suitcase, I have all my clothing. And then maybe some things underneath or in the corners. And then on the other side of my suitcase, I will pack my shoes, my toiletry kit, my curling iron, and then any extra essentials that I'll need. I keep my liquids bag in my personal item bag until right after security. I take it out and I put it in my carry-on luggage. One travel tip that may be important for you is to know that the airlines have an app. And in that app, you can sometimes watch movies for free that they have on their app. But one thing is, you don't want to have to hold up your phone the whole 2-hour flight or 9-hour flight. So you need a prop for your phone. One, you can get a magazine and open it up and fold it back and just lay your phone against the spine of the magazine, but it doesn't really work that well. I have a phone prop that I need, so I have that easily accessible inside my backpack or my personal item bag so that I have that and put it in the seat back pocket before the flight with my AirPods. And then I can watch that during the flight on that phone prop. I have a list of all these things that you might need inside the airplane that are actually little and don't take up a lot of space. And I'll have that video pop up here. I think it's gonna pop up here. Anyway, thank you for your time, and let us know if this is your first time flying in an airplane, and do not forget to read the comments down below. My audience travels more than I do sometimes, so they have some fabulous tips and tricks for you as well. And I will also put some other packing videos that may help you if you're restricted or still need help with that carry-on luggage. All right, thanks again.